Okay, thanks for joining us. Please be sure to silence your phones. If you have a question, we ask that you raise your hand. That goes for Zoom as well. We want to limit one question per person. Please state your name and the press outlet that you're with. Joining us from Wake Forest, we have head coach Steve Forbes. We have Kevin Miller and Andrew Carr will be joining us after TV. We will start with opening remarks from head coach Stephen Forbes.
I want to congratulate Micah Shrewsbury on a really good first year, outstanding first year. I knew he was going to be a problem when I saw him coach at Penn State. Really good coach, really good person. Got really good players. Burton's going to be one of the more fabulous players in our league, along with his son. Real quick, about 5 days after my wife had a stroke, Micah Shrewsbury was the first college coach to reach out to me, sent me my wife flowers into Pensacola, Florida. I'll never forget that. You don't forget things like that in your life. Not that a lot of people hadn't reached out later, but they did. But he was first, and I'll never forget it. I thought we got off to a great start on both offense and defense. This game, we wanted to make Burton a passer, not let him get downhill and in the ball screen and the zoom action. I thought we did, for the most part, a really good job of that. We weren't in the drop this time. We were up to touch, not letting him turn the corner. We switched our matchups. We let Cameron guard Shrewsbury. Boopy did an unbelievable job on Burton. I thought that was a big thing for us. They went small. I thought we hurt them at the rim. We made an emphasis on getting the ball inside. When they doubled us, we wanted to finish at the rim because they'd have a small guy at the rim. Our goal was 7 turnovers. We only had 7, 10 offensive rebounds. I think we had 13. And I thought our bench was really good defensively. Parker got a bunch of deflections. Matt was really good in the ball screen. And Zach played physical at the rim. I think they were 8 for 20 at the rim. And they went from the 439 mark to the 1354 mark of the second half without a field goal. That was probably a big part of the game.
Question right here.
Marcus Washington from MTC Media. Do you think how you were going to defend Burton, did that impact the number of quality looks that Shrewsbury got? Because it was very limited quality of looks that he received.
I think it was more the personnel change. We spent a lot more time, but we knew we could do that because we'd have 2 on the ball with him. Cameron is elite at getting through screens and guarding people. He's done it all year long. He did it to Joe Girard. He's done it to everybody in our league that can really move without the ball and score. So it's a combination of both. Us doing a really good job of 2 on the ball on him, and then Cameron just being elite in physical condition, getting through those screens and being there to contest his shots. He got loose a couple times, but not like normal. And then the offensive rebounds. They kill you in offensive rebound, kick out threes. And we did a good job of that today.
Brett Friedlander, SaturdayRoad.com. Boopy, Coach has already mentioned the start that you guys got off to, but was it almost as important to get off to that kind of start in the second half as well, considering how some of your games have gone lately? And what kind of emphasis was there coming out of halftime?
The second half of the other games, the away games, we started off slow. But, I feel like this half, the coaches told us about the emphasis they wanted to put on defending, finishing out strong, coming out with rebounds, scoring the ball. So I feel like we did that perfectly the second half.
Yeah, we talked about it. I think it's about the same score on the road at Notre Dame. It was 40-36. It was close. It was something like that close. And, it's time to change, time to grow up, time to whatever you want to use. It's go time. And I thought we came out and did a really good job establishing on both ends of the court in the second half and not relying on just our offense or our defense to win the game.
Here in the front.
Well, yeah, Coach, it's Matt Truckinelli from Herbert FM Sports Radio. And just talk about your second half defense. The second half defense with the field goal percentage, you guys gave up 20%, and the Irish were 0 for 8 from the floor.
Yeah, we're big. We have a good sized team. I thought it was really important to be body between and force them to shoot tough twos over us. Now, we fouled a lot, more than I would like to, but I just thought we were there all the time to make it hard for them to get to make shots. And they're good at faking and shot faking and double faking. And I thought we stayed on the ground for the most part and made them score over a body between. And I thought that was probably the most important thing with the 2 guys on Burton on the ball screens or the Zoom handoffs and doing a really good job at chasing Shrewsbury.
Question in the back.
Frank Maloney, 910 The Fan, Richmond, Virginia. Who's talking? Mr. Carr, tell us a little bit about timing tonight. Tonight, it felt like you were acutely aware of rebounds and moves and setting picks and everything. You were sharper than usual. What happened?
I think it's a credit to the game plan coming in, especially offensively. Coach Shea and Coach AK, who's working with us, big, especially on making sure we make contact on the screens. They like to weak in the middle and ice on the side. So for them to be able for Boopy and some of the guards to get the pocket past us to kind of in the middle of the paint to be able to kind of read there, we got to get some contact on their guard, so it makes it easier for them to pass it to us. And then, from there in the middle, it's either making a read or they have a low man in help and be a smaller guy, try to take it to the basket. So
You gonna coach? Pretty good, Andrew.
Here in the front.
Cameron Devereaux, Demon Deacon Digest, 24/7 Sports. Steve, you got a solid production out of Parker, Matthew Marsh, and
Yeah.
Zach Keller. Just how important was getting the production out of those three guys, especially when you had Cam in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Carr got in a little bit of foul trouble. as
I
well.
mean, maybe one of the most important things of the game, and especially when you're in a tournament situation, you obviously got to have some bench production. And a lot of times I think we think bench production is just scoring points. It's not. Parker he had several deflections. Matt was head on the ball, Burden, or on the Zoom or the ball screen consistently. And I thought Jack played extremely physical. Now I wasn't a big fan of that three in the corner that almost went in. And I told him that at the last time out, but I thought those guys were huge the entire game, and we're going to need them as we move forward.
Here in the front.
Essex there, BSD coach, coming out of the second half, talking about the runs. A lot of those were coming off of point momentum swings with defensive play, the guards cutting in, taking it the other way.
Yeah.
Cam did it once, Parker did it
Right.
twice. How big are those swings defensively?
I mean, those are huge when you got turning your defense into offense, right? It gives you a lot of confidence, and then it doesn't put as much pressure on you to come down and score in your half court offense. You get a chance to get a couple easy baskets. Like I thought it was important for Hunter. He got off to a great start, and then he kind of struggled a little bit there for a while. Sometimes you got to get an easy basket to get yourself going again. And I thought he did that on one of those plays. I'm not sure if it was Boop or Parker that threw it to him, but Cameron too. I thought Cameron passed up on a couple threes where he drove it and laid it up when he could have shot them. Smart plays. So all that stuff is, it's really important, Essex, to try to generate easy baskets.
Here in the front.
Yeah, Kip Coons, Press Box View. Steve, looking ahead to tomorrow, you play Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And according to a lot of the bracket experts, it's practically an elimination game because of where you both are on the bubble.
Yeah.
How important is it, and what's the message to the players?
Well, Kip, the most important thing is, first we're playing Pitt, who we split with, and they're really, really good, and Blake Hinson is one of the best shooters in the country. I voted for Carrington Lowe for all freshmen. I voted for Leggett for sixth man of the year, on and on and on and on. And so we have a lot of respect for him. What I'm worried about is getting to Friday, right? I'm not worried about all that other stuff. Neither are they, because we don't know what those people are thinking in the room. We don't know where we're at right now. They're the only people that know. What I know is in front of us is that we have a great opportunity to play the Pitt Panthers, who we respect as much or more than anybody in this league. And Jeff Capel and I have been good friends for a long time, and he's really a good person, somebody I respect. And so I'm just looking forward to the game playing on Thursday. We came here to play on Friday and Saturday, and that's the only way to do that is to win on Wednesday to play on Thursday, and that's what we're looking at right now.
Here in the front.
Piggybacking off the last question.
You're only supposed to get one question.
You know what, though?
I pay attention, Freelander.
Hey, I'm wearing pineapples, so
right.
I get to do that. So to the players, obviously, when you're playing, you don't think about it. And like Coach said, but how much do you pay attention to it? Like when you go back to the hotel, do you watch other games? How conscious are you of the situation?
I'll take it. I just think, Coach Forbes talks about it all the time about trying to block out the noise. And that's part of it. We've been in, out, whatever it is, a million different times throughout the season. And that's just kind of how it is. And none of that really matters until Selection Sunday. And for us to be able to put ourselves in the best position is going to be winning the next game in front of us. So I think that as much as it can be loud noise kind of from the outside, like you said, when you go back to the hotel room or whatever it is, I think it's, really important for us to continue to try to block out that stuff and just kind of try to focus on the next game.
Okay, this is our last question.
Coach, I'm curious, are you worried about minutes per player at this point? Thinking about the games down the road that you just alluded to, and you just had a pretty rugged game.
Yeah, not really. These guys are young. These guys have been playing heavy minutes all year long. Yeah, it'd be great to have a little more depth, but we are who we are now, right? And so you just play. I mean, they'll go back to the room. I'm sure they'll lay down. They'll be ready to go. If it was me, I'd be dead. Yeah, but I'm not playing. Last thing, I really appreciate my family. The honor that we received today as a Spirit Award. I couldn't look at my wife while we were doing it because I was crying. We've been through a lot, and we were very appreciative of everybody that's really helped us, because you can't get through these things without help, right? You can't. And so those kind of things mean a lot to her. She's a very private person. She hates it when I go on social media, but I was the only way I could connect with everybody that was asking. And it was really the only way for her to see that how much really people cared about her. You probably didn't even know my wife's name till this happened. And this is why she's an awesome wife and an awesome coach's wife, because she's not one of those people that needs attention. She loves the players. She loves the program. And she feels bad right now because she doesn't feel like she's part of it because she's not around as much. And that's not true. And I appreciate today. That meant a lot to me and my family, to be honored like that. It's not something you probably want to win, be honest with you, but we'll gladly take it. Thank you.
Thank you. Please know the Notre Dame's locker room is open.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm a windy person.
Oh, you're fine.